You were saying?
So, in my opinion, I think there needs to be something that separates, you know, like what's the difference between Brock and a hiker?
Nothing.
Exactly.
In fact, that a hiker's stronger than Brock.
Exactly.
But they apparently it's either assumed or actual continuity reasons. They have like teams of Pokemon depending on when you run into them.
This is a Pokemon Origins thing, but Pokemon Origins? So, Red walks in, and Brock's like, okay, how many badges do you have? He says 0. Okay, then I'll use my 0 badge team, and he gets the unevolved Pokemon out of a box. Where they're specialists based on the people that they're fighting, because...
So theoretically, Pokemon Origins says that Pokemon is open world.
Yes, which is another problem I have, which means if you made a Pokemon game open world, the only issue that you would run into is how to handle wild Pokemon.
Yeah, because wild Pokemon would have to be weak enough for you to capture when you wanted to face which gym, but also at the same time high enough so that you could actually grind on them.
Right. And not so high that they just kill you. So, but as far as the gym battles, continuity-wise, I mean, they would just be adjustable difficulty depending on how many badges you have.
Damn it.
A little too late.
That was me not pressing.
Oh, close.
Did you die again?
Yes.
Oh, that should
right
have
there at the end again.
Damn it. I had
Okay.
done one thing out of
That
order.
office got stuck.
Yeah, I know. Wasted all my bombs, but... Oh, come on. Normally better
You need to
than...
start counting them.
Yeah, you're probably right.
That was close.
Yeah. Because I'm almost out of bombs. Oh, come on! That was...
Yeah, it should have been a little closer. I don't think it made it that far enough.
Yeah, I'm unfortunately wasting all my bombs.
So the issue with open world logic is that I don't think...
Seriously?
I mean, I don't know how you would do it unless you had the game literally level up every time you got a badge. And I think there'd be even problems when you run into there.
Last bomb? That's unfortunate. Normally I get it. I really have to shop.
Can I try for the last one?
I think... There we go!
Ooh.
Aha! Okay. Out of bombs, but...
I mean, so unless you have a suggestion on how you would do that... Because the only thing I can imagine is if you had every Pokemon level up every time you got a badge. The only downside with that is that if you did it that way, well, why would you? Because that basically means you would go like 5 towns over. The other issue is the fact that if they wanted to like limit what Pokemon you could catch, they couldn't because you could go to any area. So honestly, that's the other problem with open world Pokemon. You know, when Pokemon lead you around the way they want you to go, they can basically say, well, there's going to be a fire gym up here.
Leading people around is a way to scale the game properly.
Well, except that they've never done that. Which is the entire problem that I have.
I mean, it's like I said, it's like if I was going to introduce that Scyther, I would have to introduce something that had something like Aerial Ace, because there's no... I am putting you at a gigantic disadvantage.
Right. Well, you'd have to just put something in the game that had it. You wouldn't have to, like, put them in a situation where they would have to... I would need to put a Spearow
somewhere.
Yes. And then they could catch Spearow. And if they miss it...
They would turn Spearow into a Spearow could learn Aerial Ace, and then when they saw the Scyther and realized that it had that ability, and that's what that ability did, I have Aerial Ace. It doesn't take it actually into account. You're dead.
Fortunately, I think I needed bombs.
Which is technically why that would get more difficult when it turns into a Scizor, because of the fact that it would be Bug Steel, which means that the only thing that would be really effective against it would be a fire move, and there are not many fire moves that don't take accuracy into account.
So I might have to go back down the mountain and get bombs and then climb back up here.
There's also not a lot of fire Pokemon that have whichever one it is that makes you makes your next attack automatically hit.
Okay. I just came in here for this. Now I'm jumping in lava. Okay. That
But no, I don't think there's a way to because the issue with that is I mean Carter does have a point, and the only way a way that Pokemon would have to want to scale is to be able to do that. And if you made an open world Pokemon game, you couldn't. Because then they'd just be able to go catch wherever they needed and bring it back. Which I guess in one way is not bad logic. I mean, you could make it that way and be like, well, you could fight this gym with what Pokemon we give you, or you could go way out of your way to the top of that mountain so you can get an ice Pokemon so that you can beat this gym. Is that bad design?
Well, I mean, it's an open world game, so in reality, there's...
I mean, okay, yeah, that's open world. That's how you make an open world game, from what I understand.
Yeah.
You put stuff out of the way, and if you choose, you can either try to just tank what you're doing, or go... It's like that game...
Open world
it's like
games put you in a non-linear space where you make decisions, and your decisions lead up to a goal, but not really. But there is no really clear goal. There is no set path.
Right. So, on one hand, yes, you could make an open world Pokemon game, and to me, you still run into a couple of issues, like Pokemon leveling. I guess in theory, you could just have them level throughout the world.
Most Pokemon games...
And then, theoretically... Well, at that point, then what would happen is you could go back through the earlier gyms, just own them, and then the game would scale to certain levels and become
You would have to have so many programming things of the game understanding different badges.
No, you don't understand how easy that must be, because Final Fantasy VIII did that.
Except Pokemon games use a lot of extra data for stuff a lot of people take for granted.
Yeah, but I don't think would it be hard to make a Pokemon game where everything's scaled with the badges?
I mean, in reality, what is it? Technically, the game used to lie until you get your Pokemon scaled with the badges.
Well, that's true. No, I'm saying that. I'm saying literally, other than
it's literally a check.
Literally,
well, how I would think of it is basically, depending on the worldscape, which means that whether or not everything was basically comprised within the same zone, it is a check to see if trainer has X, and it's a check to see if X equals true, which is basically the true or false statement of does trainer have a badge. If trainer has a badge equals true, then all of this stuff happens, and everything would look for that statement to be true. And if that statement was true, this happens.
The checks in Pokemon are already pretty elaborate, so that is adding... There's a lot more...
I think you're overcomplicating it, though.
I mean, it's not that it's over... It's not that it's like... It's not that it's simple or complicated, it's that it has to work. And you see, it's very... Like, from what I've experienced, it's the situation of you could, like, what I just said sounds simple. What I just said sounds easy. The issue is when basically the things that look for that statement don't look for it correctly, or they don't look for it the way that you want them to, or things progress to a way that basically you get to a point where it's like, oh, I want it to do that, but in X, Y, and Z situation, I don't want it to do that, I want it to do this. And then you just add it on to the conditionals for that whole entire situation, and that's where things get complicated. But in reality, what it's the difference between you going into an area and the game is thinking that you haven't reached this point, and it thinking that you have reached that point. For example, it's like when you go into an RPG and you have that situation where the game has a check. And, you know, it's a very popular thing within speedruns to break games. And there are more people that break games and they break checks, which means that they make the game think that it's already done something that it was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. I've been doing minor parts of that with Ocarina of Time. I'm not even a full speedrunner, I just knew a few check, ignore. Well,
Well, anyway, open world or not, I think that. Well, the way I. Oh my god.
I'm gonna get this and
Anyway, the way I would do it, I mean, if I was going to do, and actually, I like your idea about the high-level gym leaders.
Oh, Bombchu first off.
And honestly, if I was going to do it that way, I would have, like, I would basically do the game, mostly Sun and Moon style, and have, like, total Pokemon and, like, trials before you can even want to, like, you have to pass all the trials to do the gym challenge, because they are masters of Pokemon. They don't want to just fight everybody. Then you go in and you have to, like, beat their challenges and fight their apprentices for a chance to fight the gym leader who's, high-level gym leader.
Now for the worst shot. I hate...
Giant chicken.
And then,
There's a way to get it... There's a positioning thing where it will slide across the wall, ignore the chickens in the middle, but the shots down the middle is the most direct route, but the one chicken's complete random.
But
I don't exactly remember the...
But I would do it that way. I think I would still do it and have it this way. For the first 5 gym leaders, I would give types.
Okay.
And the next 3, I would not give.
If I'm gonna shoot it down the middle,
I would give them some sort of theme to build into. Because to me, part of Pokemon's challenge should be built to go into its team building. And when a gym leader and Elite Four member are one type, the only person to ever challenge your team building skills is the champion. So I would make the last 3 have, like, themes so that they can have multiple types of Pokemon, but not have just any type of Pokemon. So they have restrictions, but not all. So that means the game on the 6th gym now starts teaching you to be prepared for less specific situations. Then, when you get to the Elite Four, I would make it to where the Elite Four never has a type.
Now I need the piece of heart out of here.
Maybe they follow, like, a less strict theme or something.
I'm gonna say no. Now we need RNG for the piece of heart.
I don't know. Does that make sense? Does that sound like it would work?
That makes sense.
Piece of heart.
Because honestly, that's how I would do it. I mean, I would make sure that
son of a bitch.
The game. I would want the game to at some point look at you and be like, you can't just bring in a fire Pokemon and there's gonna be like the champion's gonna have like that one Pokemon that's gonna screw over that fire Pokemon. Once you get to like a later point, that's gonna need to stop working.
Oh.
But no Pokemon game exercises the need for it to stop working.
I hate the side of
I would just go straight up it. Like, I would go over to the left, and then shoot it straight up that side.
That doesn't exactly work because of the stupid way Bombchus are programmed. It's pretty bad.
Oh, well, that floor is at a slant, so maybe I would do it...
Like, it's gonna be like that. Damn it.
I've been known to be good with a Bombchu in my day.
My day. Bombchus my hobby.
Also, because of how that was lined up, I'm just gonna take a
giant chicken.
Too far. Okay. I can shoot it down the middle, or I can try to angle it to slide across the...
I mean, basically, you have to make sure that it lines up at the end. But anyway, that's how I would do it. I mean, and there is the discussion about how themes would work, and maybe themes is a bad idea for the beginner player.
Themes are a terrible idea.
Themes are. I would like to rephrase your comment there, Carson. I think themes are a bad idea.
I just need all the
couple of gyms because other than your seasoned player would not be prepared for that.
Stupid!
And honestly, your resources are kind of skewed at the beginning of the game to be ready for that.
Stupid chicken!
So the first gym, which is
giant chicken.
honestly to me the best first
I've
gym,
never liked Bombchu bowling because
to
if
me,
you're
the
not
best
using the
first
side
gym
of the
is one
wall,
in
you're
black and
dealing
white,
with
because in black and white,
really bad RNG.
in black and white, they literally sit you there, say, I'm going to use a Pokemon that beats yours. They use it. And then there's a Pokemon somewhere that you can find that beats that Pokemon. And so that gym right there teaches you type advantages. Honestly, I would make a gym like that be the first gym every single time. And then, that way, you're going to have the person who knows what they're doing and they're like, this is stupid. Beat it. Go on. And you can have that new player who plays it and be like, oh, I get this. Go on. Next 4 gyms. Is the first, I think the first 5 at least would be okay to be types. Next 4 gyms would be like types. So I would make the next gym either a bug or rock gym, and I would not go past that.
Come on.
3rd and 4th gym could be basically any type with restrictions to.
Stupid!
I would not make the 4th gym.
I hate Bombchu bowling.
Maybe the 4th gym could be an ice gym, but I would not make the 5th gym an ice gym. And by the 5th gym, I would pick some more advanced type. I don't know about Dragon. I think that's a little too advanced that far in the game. Do you think so, Brian?
I'll join you.
Dragon's very advanced, unless you introduced Ice Pokemon pretty early.
The only thing about Dragon is if you had enough early fairies.
So maybe like a ground gym. Do you think it'd be a good 5th gym? Ground.
Okay.
Maybe steel.
I don't want to.
Well, I mean, Steel's probably
Fighting?
the best. Fighting.
Come on.
Fighting would probably be better.
So yeah, so maybe like say second gym.
Oh,
Second gym's-
seriously.
Second gym would be a bug gym. 3rd gym be a ice gym.
I don't have many
Second
shots
gym.
left.
4th gym, fire gym. Basically RNG at that point, whether or not you pick a good starter or a bad starter. But there'll probably be a Pokemon by that point to cover that. I think by the 5th gym.
Don't you move over, chicken?
Yes!
I think by the 5th gym, you're able to say, well, they have something to cover their.
I actually got some good RNG for once!
Then the 5th gym, I would make a fighting gym. Good, even type there.
God, no.
Sure don't want to play again?
6th gym.
I got the 2
know
prizes!
You know what I would do for the 6th gym?
What?
I would make it a theme. And the theme would be the starting types. And basically, that gym leader would be limited to Pokemon that are any Pokemon that have a fire, grass, or water type. And that would just be to screw with the circle from the beginning of the game. Because that means they guaranteed have one Pokemon to screw over your starter if that's the only Pokemon you leveled up. So I would want to, as soon as possible, at that point in the game, knock down the notion that your starter is your best Pokemon.
I forgot
Do you think that would
something
be like a
in Goron
Bad
City.
design choice?
No, not really.
Or do you think that'd be like a good learning tool?
Well, I mean, you really want to. You always want to teach your player the mechanics of the game
Okay.
from the start, typically. Like, for example, old Pokemon. The first Pokemon game didn't really teach you that much. Yellow fixed some of the problems with the old Pokemon, the original Pokemon's tutorial. Because that's when I introduced Professor Oak catching Pikachu. Which wasn't really a thing in the original game. Which means technically, if we were to go by the standards that the people who teach design like to talk about now, nobody should have known how to catch a Pokemon.
Okay.
Because the game never taught them how to use a Pokeball.
Unless you talk to the
Oh,
old...
I see what you're saying.
Unless you talk to the old man.
The game never taught them how to use a Pokeball, so therefore nobody should have been able to catch a Pokemon.
Unless you talk to the old man, you don't get the tutorial. But the other reason for removing that tutorial, the old man triggers the missing no glitch. So they were...
I'm not sure if that was Brian's point.
No, his point was they added a tutorial that actually shows you how to catch Pokemon.
I don't think that was Brian's point. I think Brian was taking a shot at it.
Well, I mean, my point was basically both of the two.
Okay.
Because I mean, at the same time, like from what they like to teach us is that they like to teach us that we're supposed to we're supposed to basically introduce all of our mechanics to our player at the beginning of the game, and so in reality, what they like to talk about a lot is they like to talk about tutorials, and everybody kind of just like, well, how do you make a good tutorial? And it basically gets down to the part where, in reality, if we were to go by the industry's standards, technically, nobody in the original Pokemon should have been able to catch a Pokemon because the game never taught them how to catch a Pokemon.
Got him!
But that's not the case. And at the current moment, I can tell you right now that I've had multiple instructors just completely, kind of not really dismay us exactly, but kind of give us a bad look because of the small fact that we have a situation where we didn't exactly teach the player a mechanic. And we instead assumed
Okay.
that the player would know something, or that the player would find it out. And that's something that's kind of growing within a lot of game design, is that, you know, cut a small story short, hand-holding.
Okay, guys. So my question of the day is, what did you guys think of Bombchu Bowling? Personally, I hate the minigame. It normally gives me a lot of shit, and I don't really find it that fun. Also, as kind of a bonus question, if you've ever played The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, what are your personal experiences with Bombchu Bowling? The general consensus seems to be that most people hate it. Normally, it takes me forever to get the prizes I want, and even if I do get the prizes I want, I often lose a couple of times before being able to win them, and that's generally pretty annoying. But anyway, you can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments below, or you can leave them on social media. All my social media links are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you liked my video, please hit the like button and leave some comments. If you're new to my channel and want to see more of my videos, please hit the subscription button and subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please ring the bell next to the subscription button. That gives you the proper notifications of whenever I upload a new video. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. Doing all of these things really helps out the channel, and it really helps our communities grow. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.